Some of the people you heard from were the parents of both the victim and the defendant. Unfortunately, the only photographs left of Trayvon Martin are those ME photographs. I mean, they still got other photographs, and you saw some of them, the football when he was younger days, but they can't take any more photos. And that's true because of the actions of one person. The man before you, the defendant, George Zimmerman. The man who was guilty of second-degree murder. Thank you.
And that is how the prosecution ended their presentation today. Joining me now, an attorney for Trayvon Martin's family, Jasmine Rand. Jasmine Rand, the prosecution, in effect, is representing the Martin family interests in that courtroom during this trial. How does the family feel about how they were represented in that case so far?
The family is very pleased with the representation of the prosecution throughout this process. Today, what we saw was Bernie Delariando bring home George Zimmerman's tangled web of lies. And I've heard the evidence discussed throughout this show tonight, but I really want to bring it back to the basics to drive home the point. This is not a complicated case. We know a few simple facts. We know that George Zimmerman got out of the car that night with a loaded gun and a live round in the chamber and Trayvon Martin's name on the bullet. He said, quote unquote, "These effing a-holes always get away," and he wasn't letting another one get away. We know that he followed Trayvon Martin throughout the neighborhood, and we know that a bullet was lodged in the heart of a child. And something else is really important to know in terms of George Zimmerman's mindset is that he felt no remorse. As we heard the video on Hannity tonight, he said killing Trayvon Martin was all in God's plan. I don't know who he was praying to.
Jasmine, what the jury hasn't heard in this case is the decision moment by the defendant to kill Trayvon Martin, and exactly what was it based on. George Zimmerman did not tell this jury, "I chose to shoot and kill him at this moment because I believed," fill in the blank. That testimony never came.
That's true, but I don't think we would ever hear George Zimmerman say exactly why he killed Trayvon Martin. He would be sure to get a conviction, but what we do know is that he had called on numerous occasions to report young black males committing suspicious criminal activities on the property from his perception, and we know that he followed Trayvon Martin with a loaded gun and that Trayvon Martin is dead.
You've been close to the family, and I just have to wonder how tense they must be tonight, and how do you advise them to prepare themselves for a verdict in this case?
Sabrina and Tracy pray constantly, and that is what I have advised them to do. As Bernie Delariando said today, the moral arc of justice is long, but it bends toward justice. So we're praying for justice, and we believe that George Zimmerman will be convicted of murder.
Jasmine Rand, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
We invited members of George Zimmerman's defense team to join us this evening, but understandably they declined. They have a very big workday to prepare for tomorrow. Coming up next, the possible verdicts: second-degree murder, manslaughter, or not guilty.